So, I booked a holiday. It's like 3 days long, but I booked a holiday. I've been wrapped up in work outside of this channel lately, and two of my friends are over in Melbourne at the moment, so I figured I'd fly out there and join them. It's my first time flying solo, so I figured I'll document it in like more of like a vlog, unscripted sort of thing, which I've never done before, so stay tuned, stay with me. Hopefully it's good. We'll see how we get on. I'm flying out tonight. I figure I could use a break, and maybe I'll come back with like a fresh perspective on things. I don't know. Because I'm only going there for a couple of days, I decided to try and fit everything into the one backpack. A few people around me have affectionately dubbed it the adventure bag, and the name has stuck, but that is a story for another day. For today, I've got to try and fit all of this in this. Terminal. The one behind me is not the right one, as it turns out. So we'll try that again. That's the one I need. I found the place I have to be. I found the gate that I have to go to. I just have to wait for an hour. At 1 a.m. I got a coffee. So that's fun. I had a guy. I was in an elevator on the way here, and there was a guy who was like, I don't know where he was from, but he had an accent, and he was like, "Oh, you a vlogger? Are you have a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And I shared with him the channel, and that was cool. That was my first time doing that, which is fun. Just sharing a channel with a stranger. So I didn't catch your name, but if you're watching this, shout out to you. It was super crowded on the flight, so I didn't record any dialogue on the flight itself. I thought it would be empty, given it's a 1 a.m. flight, but it is what it is. Flying on my own was honestly not as bad as I was expecting. My companions in the seats next to me drifted off pretty much immediately, but I soldiered on. I played a bit on my Steam Deck, I listened to some music, and I even got a bit of shut-eye myself. There was a moment in the flight where we saw the sunrise from 35,000 feet, and it was magical. My phone couldn't really capture how beautiful it was, but it was truly special. And then, just as we had taken off, it felt like we were getting ready to land. It wasn't bad, honestly. The flight was pretty chill. It felt like I fast traveled. I then had to make my way through the airport and figure out how to get to where my friends were. So yeah, feeling good, feeling pretty good about it all, about the whole trip so far. I mean, it's not even been a day. It's not even been like, I landed 3 hours ago. It's been a pretty packed 3 hours. It's really nice being here. It's really nice like doing this and coming out here on my own. It was scary as shit. It was nerve-wracking getting on that plane and just being like, yep, cool, it's just me. And then, it wasn't just me. My friends Caleb and Josh showed up, and together the three of us caught up over some expensive but kinda mid pancakes. We decided to hit up the nearby DFO shopping centre, which Caleb kindly acted as a tour guide for.
Hello guys, welcome to DFO, your one-stop shop for premier clothing, food, and accessories.
You are not in focus, hang on.
Suck.
Complete with tour pictures. Having a good time. We had pizza for lunch, very yummy. I didn't bring my camera with me for a lot of this morning. just because I was tired of like carrying it around, and my bag was huge as well. So I dumped it in my friend's hotel room and took a bit of a break, and it was nice. It was really nice. But now I need to lie down, so I'm going to my Airbnb, which I can check into now.
The Airbnb was right next to Flinders Street Station, tucked away a couple floors up in a cozy apartment complex. I was super tired and ready for a rest, but not before a solid yap session to the camera.
So, as well as my first time flying solo, it's also my first time in an Airbnb. I've never been in one of these before, so I've never gone through like the check-in process or anything. This one was a little strange. I had to like find a lockbox on the side of the street and put in a secret code that gave me access to the key, which let me get in here. But it was really strange. I felt super suspicious, like just messing with the dials and pulling out a key. But hey, I'm here. I'm in a space where I can relax for a bit, so I'm gonna do that. It's been a long journey to get here, but I'm glad that I did it.
After a nap, Josh really wanted to try this K barbecue place that was pretty good, and that brought an end to my first day in Melbourne.
Hello, it is day 2 of my 3 days here. There's a particularly viral penguin going around the internet at the moment, and we just so happen to be here, and so does that penguin, so we're gonna go and see him and say hello. I'm gonna crack on with my day. Thanks for sticking around so far, and hope you enjoy the rest of it.
My first stop today was a spot called Jungle Juice Bar. It's a really small, really cool place that has menus in old picture books and tables made out of old ping pong tables. The food and the coffee, they're also pretty good. After that, I explored the city for a little bit, met up with Josh and Caleb, and hopped in an Uber to head to the zoo to meet Pesto the penguin. Now, we didn't do any research beyond seeing that Pesto was in Melbourne with us. Back home, the penguins are at the zoo, which we had assumed would be the case here. However, as we soon found out, he was actually at the aquarium.
We made it to the zoo. It does not have what we're looking for. We came here looking for a penguin, and the penguin is at the aquarium.
Yeah, I was like, have you noticed any increase in traffic? Since the penguin got famous. She's like, yeah, a lot of people come in. I was like, where is he? Like, the aquarium.
So after picking ourselves back up, we wandered around the Melbourne Zoo. It's a zoo, believe it or not. Lots of animals.
They're running. They're chasing after the bird. Oh, look at him go!
Caleb enjoyed his time with the monkeys, Josh made a friend, and then we realized we had an hour until the aquarium closed. So we hopped back in an Uber, went all the way back to the city centre, made it to the aquarium, and literally rushed through the place to get to the end where we saw him. There he was. He looks a little different at the time this video is going up, but when we were there, this is what he looked like. He was huge. I'd seen the photos and the videos, but I genuinely couldn't believe the sheer size of this absolute unit of a penguin.
There he is. We did it.
That night, I found this real funky looking bar called Yarra Falls that drew me in with its neon lights and good music. I went in and got talking to the guy behind the bar. He's a really lovely dude. I relaxed with some cyberpunk for the rest of the night, drawing day 2 to a close.
It's time to pack. Trip is coming to an end, and I'm a little sad about it. I'm a little upset, but at the same time, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like I had a good time on this trip, and I'm glad that I have come out and done it. Essentially, I have to be out of here in the next 30-40 minutes. But then we've still got a whole day ahead of us before we, head back to the airport and go home. But it is, it is a little bittersweet. I did like this little apartment that we had going on.
After packing up the adventure bag, I gave the room one last look before heading out for my final day here. I met up with the guys who were served some less than appetizing breakfast, and then killed a bit of time at a museum before getting in the car and heading to the airport. Our flights were at different gates, so they headed off to theirs and I headed off to mine. All in all, this trip was a whirlwind. On the one hand, 3 days is not a lot of time, but on the other hand, it's just long enough where you feel like you've gotten a bit of a break. I know this style of video isn't really the same as the ones that have come before, but I wanted to try something new, and I'm proud of me. I reckon for something I've never done before, it wasn't too bad. Either way, I'm glad that I did it. Flying solo, the trip as a whole, and this vlog. It just goes to show that even if you've never done something before, when we want to try new things, there's actually nothing stopping us from just doing it.